Good morning and welcome to the show. My name is Koi. Now today we're going to veer off the holiday getaways and talk to a woman whose service is not only invaluable during the holiday season, but can actually save your life for the night revelers. Now we all know that this is a season to make merry and overindulge. However, there's no better time to take caution than during this time of the year. Now for those of you who will be traveling from one place to another during the day and especially at night, you can attest to the importance of having a proficient taxi driver. Let's go back in time and speak to Irene Wainaina, who's amongst the few female taxi drivers in the city.
My name's Mrs. Irene Wainaina. I'm 59 years old. I work as a taxi driver with the Absolute Adventure Safaris. I started working with Absolute in the year 2006, February, up to date. I woke up at 4:30 and I reached here at 6. That's where I take the car and start my operation. I take the car for car wash. I make sure my car is clean, and then I come to where we are based. And then we normally begin our services at 7:30. That's the convenient time, taking our clients to their offices and wherever each of them would like to go, and taking their children to school. My colleagues who I work with respect me very much, being a lady driver among 52 male. We usually look for more women drivers, but we don't find one because many women fear driving at night, driving the taxis, and as much as we would like to hire more, we don't get. So I can invite many women who are outside there not to fear, come and join me so that we are able to compete with the male, because we need to compete. This job is just a job like any other job. Many of the men and women I've served for all those years are quite encouraging, and they feel proud. Women feel proud and give me a lot of business. Men also the same. If they want their children to be taken to school, they prefer using me as a woman. They know I'll take care of the children. I don't want to mean even the others cannot take care of the children, but being a woman, they expect me to do more because I know how to handle the children. I trained as a policewoman in Kiganjo in 1970, where I went for training at Kiganjo, Nyeri. After that, I worked with the police force for 4 years and 1 month. And then after that, I left working with the police because my husband never wanted me to be his wife and having guns in the house. So he told me either to choose marry him or to continue with the police job. Since I loved him so much, I just thought of losing the job other than lose a very dear friend who was my husband up to 2001 when he died. So after working with resigning from the Kenya police, I joined Kenyatta University in the year 1975. That's where we were able to bring up our family after marrying him in 1974. So I worked there for 18 years at Kenyatta University, being an ambulance driver. And after that is when I joined the UNICEF Somalia, Kigiri, I was driving there for 2 years. After my contract ended is when I joined the tax services. And this is where I am up to date. And he was a good caring father and a husband and a grandfather. And since he died, being a widow, I've seen God blessing us and even blessing my family. My firstborn was born in 1975. He's Peter Boniface Mungai. My second son was born in 1976. He's Stephen Irene Wainaina. And my third born was born in 1978, December 26. And my last daughter, Beatrice Jambi, was born in 1985, September 9. It's only my daughter Beatrice who is not married. She's the husband and she's 26 years. Ever since I became a widow, I have seen this job help me a lot because I'm able to support them all whenever they need the help. Someone can tell you to take him to somewhere. After you have given services, some clients even lie. After you take them to wherever and they come out of the car, they say, I stay here, let me go for money, they disappear. And in that case, you can wait for an hour and then it's when you realize she was a conman and he has gone. Being in this business for like 14 years, I'm able to tell this one is genuine and this one is not. And whoever I feel my spirit doesn't want to give services, I just tell him, please, can you take another cab? I'm busy waiting for somebody, or I'm busy going to pick somebody. And that's how you avoid them. You don't have to be so harsh. You just talk nicely. My company has put in radio communication. So if I want to talk to the office, I do it. If they want to know where I am, they call me. And also they have put some gadgets on the car and also some insurances. So I feel I'm protected by my company. There are those male who are very arrogant on the road. The moment you deny them the right to come to their side, they abuse. You woman, who thought you driving? Can you go home?
A certain lady called Sonia Choquette said that your own words are the bricks and mortar of the dreams you want to realize. Your own words are the greatest power you have. The words you choose and their use establish the life that you experience. She's basically telling us how powerful words can be, and no one can take your words from you. And in essence, no one can take your dream from you as well. With encouraging words as their tool, the Eve Sisters Conference aims to inspire and motivate the modern woman. Stay tuned for that, coming up next.
Girls run the world, girls who run the world, girls who run the world, girls who run the world, girls. What we run the world. Who run the world, girls.
I then sat with my boss then, or my previous boss then, and because I'd worked for 10 years, I thought he would give me this great, going away present. I thought. I was naive. So I sat with him at a restaurant in Kilimani, Osteria, and we had a meeting. And I said, sir, now that I work for 10 years, I'm done my calculations, and I'm thinking that you're going to pay me XYZ millions. And he just choked. And he looked at me and he said, "Don't you know the law?" I said, "I know the law, but I have given you so much. I gave you all my evenings, my Saturdays. I wasn't going out like the rest of my peers because I was slogging. I was a workhorse. Really, can't you see what I did?" Near tearing. And he said, "I'm sorry. I could, but I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you what the law stipulates, which is 1 month of your salary or something." You know, I was in utter shock. And he said to me, the second and most important thing that got me moving. He said to me, "You know why I won't give you that money? Because if I gave you that money, you would destroy my company. Because I know you have what it takes." And I walked out of there and I wasn't sad. He had given me the best tool. He had given me back my confidence. He said to me that you have what it takes to actually build something better. And because of that, I left that place with my head up high. I went back and I said, "I'm good to go." So when somebody actually, doesn't give you sometimes what you think you deserve, seek and look within yourself. And you'll find that the strength within you, that lies within you, can pedestal you to much higher levels. I've not really looked back thereafter. I sat down with my siblings. I said, "What are we going to call this thing? I have to start with something. It's information. It has to have information in it." So my brother Derek said, "Infotrack?" I said, "That's it. That's the name. Who's going to register it? Run. Go register. Quickly. We register this thing. Where are you going to work from? My house, I guess. I don't need an office. What kind of logo?" I said, "I want to fix puzzles. We want to fix problems. So can we have something that depicts a puzzle?" So we have a Rubicon cube as our logo. That's why that cube is there, because we try and help people fix problems. And so for about 3 months, I worked from the house with my son right by my side. Many other things happened, which I care not to discuss today, but I can tell you all those things made me realize that the strength of a woman that Jennifer was talking about exists. We are so strong. And when people think that you're at your lowest and make you feel that you're at your lowest, the best comes out of you. You will work 24 hours. You will come up with the most creative ideas because it is in our DNA to be creative. So we are not as rigid as the two gentlemen and those they represent. We are creative in our DNA. Although he's very creative. And so, after 3 months, I said to myself, with 200,000 in my bank account, I said, let me try and get an office. I need to get an office. Because consultancy is nothing if you don't look professional. You have to look the part. Go and buy yourself some nice clothes. Hook yourself up some great heels. Because I'm short. So if I don't wear heels in a meeting, I actually disappear. So the heels give me that. Does it do that for you ladies? When I walk in and I'm in my heels, I say I'm good to go. And so I got an office. And I said to myself, let me be creative, share the office, get people, they share the office, etc., etc. The long and short of it is, from the one-man army that was me, 50 people working for us in Nairobi, we have about 500 plus research assistants that work with, they're such a nightmare, research assistants that work with us, on locum basis, meaning that they're casuals. We've opened up an office in Nigeria. So we have an office on 15 Allen Avenue in Lagos. And for us, the sky is the limit. We are not going to stop. We're giving our competitors a tough time. One of them called me the other day and said, "Dear Lord, Every time I want to release a poem, you're there. I wanted to release one last week, you were there. Can't you give us some space? I said, my friend, survival for the fittest. This is election year, and election year for posters means you better get up and start running. So if you're still sitting, you will see us again next week. He said, no, please just give us this next week, right? And so our vision has been, that we want to be the best and most trusted research firm in Africa. And the vision is normally a dream. You don't have to achieve it, but you must dream big. You know what they say, you shoot for the moon. If you're lucky, you land on the stars. And you must shoot for the moon. Some of the things that I have experienced in terms of glass ceiling are stereotypes. When I was actually working and I was MD at this other company, people would actually come to my office and they would say, "Where's the boss?" And I'd say, "Who did you want to see?" And they say, "We had an appointment with the MD. Where is this Mrs. Angela Ambitho?" I said, "First of all, I'm Miss Angela Ambitho, and I am the MD." I said, "Oh, you mean you're just this tiny kagal? We didn't expect you to look." And it's a stereotype that actually takes you aback. Because that, for them, is saying, for you to actually be in management, you have to look a certain way. First of all, you have to be a dude. The first thing is you have to be a dude. And if you're a lady, you have to have worked for so long that you have to then be Mrs. Old Kabisa. Yeah? Because that is when you're going to deserve to be managing director. So that then becomes one of those glass ceiling contributors. That stereotype. The other stereotype that I have found even today is who is behind her. She cannot own that company, I'm telling you. She cannot. How? That kagal? Apana. Politics. How? She's just being paid to do it. Who is she sleeping with? Is the other one. Who is she sleeping with? That's why she's getting coverage on KTN. She must be sleeping with somebody. No, she has a godfather. Who are her parents? Her parents must be very influential. That's why. It will never be because of your own efforts. That is a stereotype. It is it's never going to be because you have worked hard and because you can. It's a stereotype. And then there is the other one where they say, but now that she's a mother, and I see this even in our own office, now that she's gotten married, I don't think she can travel. How are we going to promote this person? In our job, we have to travel. So now that she can't go anywhere at any time, how is she going to be the person that actually, pedestals this company to greater heights? And then secondly, she's a mother. See, she will want to go home at 4 to suckle. Yeah? She can't be out late. So when the dudes are going to the golf club, you're not there. Because nobody will invite you because you're a mother, you're a wife. When they're going to the bar after work to discuss the issues pertaining to tomorrow's meeting, you won't be there. Because you're a wife, you're a mother. Anytime they're doing things that actually help, catapult their careers, you're left out. And I think perhaps when Rachel is talking and Mama Martha are talking, they'll probably say it's much worse in Parliament. Yeah? And so these are the characteristics that contribute to this glass ceiling. And I'm sure you probably have seen others yourself. How do you actually ensure that this glass ceiling effect that we all go through is dealt with. How do you deal with it? The other thing that they say about us women, yeah, as part of the glass ceiling is, how do you expect her to lead? How do you expect her to manage? She's too emotional. She's too indecisive. She can't make a decision. These are all stereotypes, and I think it is about time that we all showed the world, demonstrated to the world that they're just that. That is not what we are. We can make decisions. Anytime, anywhere, today, for me, is very easy because there's technology. I don't have to go to Lagos. I don't have to go to New York to meet Harris. I talk to them on Skype. Because I am a mother, and I'm proud of being a mother. And I will not relinquish that role as a mother. If I have to travel, I will. But what stops us from having all these meetings and seeing each other on Skype? You can do everything now using technology. So how do we break this glass ceiling? I think many of the solutions in breaking the glass ceiling come from within. I think the first thing that you have to do in breaking the glass ceiling is a SWOT. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, understand the opportunities around you, and what, pray tell, are the threats. And deal with all those things adequately. So what are you good at? I'm good at public speaking. What are you good at? I'm good at numbers. What are you good at? I'm good with people. What are you good at? You must actually just acknowledge your strengths and sing them out, sing them to people. Because once you sing them to people, you develop a reputation. Especially if you can put your money where your mouth is. Then they will know that this person is good for something. Can you ask yourself what it is that people associate you with? Is there one thing that they associate you with? Because they must. And you need to say to yourself, I want to be associated with this. What is that one thing that you want to be associated with? Build your network. Men network. These guys network. George is here, he knows how they network. When there's a promotion coming up, they will sit together and they will actually discuss and decide how that promotion will be dealt with. What you need to do, etc., etc. Women are starting to network. I see it more in the political front. I don't see it as much for us in the corporate front. I think we can do a lot more. I think this is a great initiative in people actually networking so that we can say to ourselves, what is it that we can do for each other? There are only, right now, I think 4% of women in boards. Are you telling me Kenyan women can't sit on boards? All you need is experience. That's it. And you can sit on a board. We need to network more. And I suggest that one of the things that we do before we leave here today is exchange contacts so that we can actually start communicating with each other. You must have your cheering squad. Cheering squad. Yeah. These are the guys who, when you feel down and out, they will always tell you, yes, you can. You are the best, sister. The other thing is that they're the same people that you can cry to. Because as strong women, women of power, and I think Jennifer perhaps, talked about this earlier, you cannot cry in public. Because there's already that stereotype that we're emotional. So much as you go to that meeting and some people will look at you and say some very unfair things, bad things, things derogatory to your femininity, etc., you must never let them get to you in public. You must be calm, you must be cool, you must be collected. And the best way to do that is to actually practice with your cheering squad. Oh, when I went for that meeting, they said this, they'll tell you, oh, don't worry. So in fact, when these things are happening, you just play those things in your mind. Winston Churchill said, success is the ability to move from one failure to another without any loss of enthusiasm. I think as women, we must also acknowledge that we will fail. And we shouldn't beat ourselves when we fail. Rise up, learn from the mistake, move on. Understand failure is normal, and it is a way of God perhaps telling you, watch out. You need to learn a lesson here. Right? If you look at that packet that you've been given, I thought perhaps the best thing I can do is share this with you. About 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, I said to somebody asked me, you're always talking about InfoTrack. What about yourself? What is your personal mission statement? What do you as Angela stand for? And so I just want to read that in closing. As Angela Ambitho, I believe in living each day to the fullest, giving my best in everything I do. I believe in treating others with the same respect that I myself deserve. I believe in cherishing family and those close to me. I strive to bring strong, healthy relationships with those around me. I realize that success makes me wiser, and each failure makes me stronger. I also know that success is not about material things, but about impacting positively and nurturing happiness around you. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and there is no better place than right here, right now. I will always strive to keep my body fit and healthy. I will try never to blame others. I believe in God, and I will let Him guide me through my daily pursuits. I urge you to write your own mission statement because it helps you.
Who run the world? Girls. 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 What we run the world. Who run the world? Girls.
Send us your Christmas messages for your family and your friends, together with a picture of you as well, with your full names and your location. Christmas is just a week away, and we want to help you let your loved ones know that you are thinking about them.